Hey everybody, welcome back and welcome to my kitchen. This is Land and Sea Homestead. Today I am going to be making some rosemary bread that will go well with our roast for dinner, and I'm also going to be making some chicken stock. Let's get to it. So for the rosemary bread, first you are going to need a cup of warm water, a tablespoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of yeast, and you're going to put it all into one bowl and let it get all bubbly. It should take about 5 minutes. Oh yeah? Once that is done bubbling up, I'll show you what it looks like. It's all nice and frothy. After that is done bubbling up, you're going to add 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of butter, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then you're going to mix it together. Might need to add a little bit more flour if it's too sticky. And this recipe will make 2 loaves. Once you get it at the right consistency, you can add in 1 tablespoon of rosemary and knead it for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to let that go for about 10 minutes and then come back. Forgot to use the dough hook. Make sure you don't forget to switch out and use the dough hook. Okay, so now we are just going to oil the dough and this bowl, cover it with a towel, and let it rise for an hour. Also, my husband's at work, so I have baby duty. This is Theo for short, and he's going to be helping us today in the kitchen. While we're letting this rise for an hour, I'm going to go ahead and get the chicken stock prepped, and I'll show you what I add whenever I make my own. So what I usually do is I save all the bones from a chicken. We had chicken the other night, and I make sure to save all the bones and all the juices, and then I just stick it in the fridge until I'm ready to make the broth. Usually I'll wait until I have enough scraps to just throw it all together. I've got some carrot scraps. I'm going to throw in some celery and this half an onion right here. I'll probably just chop it up once, and then all you do is add about 8 to 10 glasses of water and let it simmer for about 2 to 3 hours. And after that is done, I will just put it in gallon Ziplocs. I usually like to separate it out 2 to 4 cups a bag. That way it's just easy. I put them in the freezer and I freeze them flat, and when I need them I can just take one out and thaw it really quickly. Okay, so we're just going to add all of this to a big pot right here. And you can put whatever you want in your own stock. This is just what I had on hand, and so this is what I'll be using. I'm just going to add about 8 to 10 cups of water. Take it to the sink and fill it up. Okay, so we are just going to let this come up to a boil and then lower it down and let it simmer covered for 2 to 3 hours. I usually will add a little bit of salt and pepper, but I won't add any other herbs to it. I'll wait until I'm actually using the stock for whatever I'm cooking, and then I can add in the seasonings. I don't have a lid for this pot. What I usually like to do is just take a piece of tin foil and put it over the pot. Use what you have. Does the job. Okay, so let's check on our bread. It should have rised and doubled in size. So you're going to divide the dough into 2 equal parts to make 2 equal loaves. Shape it into a ball and let it rest again for another 45 minutes. And don't forget to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. I just tuck in, to make a ball, I just tuck in on the sides. And you might want to oil your pans. This is stoneware and it's non-stick for the most part, so I usually don't have to oil it. But if you're using other kind of pans, I would definitely use some oil so they don't stick together or stick on the pan. Okay, and we're going to cover it back up again and let it rest for another 45 minutes. The difference between broth and stock is broth is only simmered for about 30 minutes. It's more flavorful, but stock is usually simmered for about 2 to 3 hours, and it lets out the gelatin and the collagen that's inside the bones. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. Let's go check on our bread. Look at those. Perfect. These look absolutely perfect. Okay, now we are just going to put them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they are light brown.
Oh,
all right, I think it's time.
Likes a circle. Yes.
Oh yeah, look at that. Those look perfect.
Who
Light
wants to
golden
try
brown.
it first?
Say hi.
Hi.
This is my other child, Cambria. She's the middle child. The oldest is in there in the living room. But those look
gumball and her phone.
Those look absolutely beautiful.
Who wants to try the first piece?
I'm gonna cut one of these open and see what they look like on the inside. Perfect. Just perfect. So soft, crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. All right, so we got our chicken stock all done. Now all we have to do is strain it. And I just use one of these little mesh strainers. And what I like to do is I'll get the larger chunks out first, and then just go ahead and pour out the rest into this bowl. And then I will take the stock and put it in the fridge and let it get really chilled, because then all the fat rises up and you can actually just peel off the layer of fat and discard it if you didn't want your stock to be too fatty. And that is all I do. So I hope you enjoyed my video today of me making my delicious rosemary bread and homemade chicken stock. If you liked the video, just go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.